What's up, guys? My name is E. I run a YouTube channel called BlockHead Gaming with my friend Abe. I met CND 2 years ago at the Nintendo Switch launch at Nintendo New York, where a lot of you have met him as well. The questions that everyone's been asking are, where's CND? Is CND okay? The short answer is no, he's not okay. The first time I saw Alex was at the Nintendo Switch launch 2 years ago, and I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know there was a kid waiting in line for the Switch for 30 days. I didn't know who he was until Abe told me about him. A lot of people found out who he was the same time I did, and he kind of exploded super quick as a YouTuber, and his channel kind of skyrocketed. He was the first person to buy the Switch. He met Reggie. He has a Switch signed by Reggie, by Doug Bowser, by all these cool people. He's been to E3, he's been invited to E3, he's been a part of the Nintendo World Championship. He shows up a bunch in Reggie's retirement video. He's Captain Nintendo dude. There's a reason why he's in those videos. I met Alex at the Nintendo Switch launch. We had press to cover the event. We interviewed him and did all that, and he's a part of our Nintendo Switch video. We wanted to work with him, so I met up with him and we talked. He gave me his number, and from there, it's kind of history. I've helped him a bunch with his videos. I've been in a bunch of his videos. He's helped us with some of our stuff. He's live streamed at our studio. We've done a ton of stuff together since then. I'm confident in saying that I'm friends with Alex, not CND. Everyone's been asking, where's Alex? And he is currently in Virginia with his dad. He went because he had gotten a hernia, which he had mentioned on Twitter, and he was gonna go get it checked out, and he's under his dad's health insurance, all that stuff. So he went there to get himself checked out. What's he doing there now? I don't really know. Yeah, Alex is still in New York, but currently he's in Virginia with his dad for the past month and a half. He still has his apartment here, and Jacob's been staying there for the past 2 months, and now he's gone, but his apartment is empty, still paying for it. From what I know, whatever YouTube revenue he's been making is just enough for him to pay for his apartment. He hasn't been making any content, but this is just his overall revenue that he constantly makes on YouTube just off of his older videos. That's 100% not sustainable for somebody whose YouTube channel is their career. If all he could afford is his rent and that's it, you can't live in New York just off of making enough to pay your rent. He moved to New York because he was sick of Wisconsin. He wanted to be with his friends that were out here. He thought that he could be more productive as a content creator out here. Clearly, we've been seeing that that's not been happening recently. I think there are a number of things as to why he's not making content. He says he's burnt out. You kind of see it a little bit in his videos that he doesn't want to keep making these Nintendo videos. He's been wanting to move away from the child-friendly content that he's been making. I thought when he did his RV travel videos, I thought those were great because those were very different, but you saw it reflected in his audience that people didn't want to see it. And we've been talking about this for almost a year about how he doesn't want to be that Nintendo kid YouTuber anymore. How he wants to move into more adult-friendly. I don't think he knew how to do that. And when you have those types of channels, you have to move into it slowly. You have to kind of introduce it so your audience knows what you're trying to do, and so they can be on board with you. I don't know if Alex is coming back. I don't know. From what, dude, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know, because he's in this very weird state at the moment that he's not making anything. He's not uploading on social media at all. The last time we saw him was in California this past weekend at the SoCal Retro, and I was confused as to why he was even there. He was invited as a guest to have a panel, and he was on the front page of that too. He was supposed to have a panel Saturday afternoon. 3 o'clock came, he wasn't there. I tried calling him, nothing. I went up to his room, no answer. I'm with 2 of my friends, we're all like, all right, what the hell's going on? Because they know Alex too. And then I get a phone call from the person who runs the convention, Brooke, and she's like, have you seen Alex? Where's Alex? Because I'm really the point of contact when you can't get a hold of him. Jordan's usually the point of contact, but recently, since Alex hasn't been making videos and since Alex has been super flaky, Jordan's moved on to other things. Jordan's been editing other things. Jordan's been working with bigger YouTubers, and he's been doing really well for himself there. People have been constantly coming up to me, whether it's at the Nintendo New York store or even at conventions, not even in New York, asking, where's CND? Is CND okay? What's going on? And I don't really know how to answer that on the fly at the moment. So that's why I'm making this video. I feel like if I could just kind of explain it with some thought, it's better for you guys to understand what's going on and instead of me trying to answer it when people come up to me. I just want to say that this video is not monetized. We're not doing it like that. It's not on our main channel. We just want to make it so whoever's curious, we can explain what we know is going on. And honestly, I'm kind of done with people coming to me and asking me what's going on, because it's kind of affecting me too. It's not your guys' fault for asking me. I know that people know that I know him. It makes sense for people to ask me, where's Alex? What's going on with Alex? Where is he going? Why isn't he making any videos? I get it. I don't want to constantly be that person. We all care about him, but my life doesn't revolve around Alex. People kind of need to understand that. So here's how I think it went down. I think when Alex bought the RV, it gave him a lot more freedom to move around the country, which is awesome, but it's also weird for a 20-year-old to get an RV and move around the country. Not saying it's not cool, because it was cool, but it's weird. I think this all started when Alex was talking a bunch about moving his channel into a more adult-friendly, not doing Nintendo videos, not waiting online, because he doesn't want to be considered as the guy who waits online for everything. That's not what he wanted his channel to be, even though that's how he grew his fame. He didn't want to just do Nintendo. He wanted to do other things. I think he was the happiest when he was doing his travel vlogs, because they were nothing about Nintendo, and it was him just making content for himself because he enjoyed doing it, and he wanted to bring everybody with him. He's talked to me a bunch about moving on and changing his channel and becoming Create and Discover, not Captain Nintendo Dude, which was an idea. And I told him, just be sure that when you do it, you slow roll it, because your fans are not gonna understand why. If you slow roll it, it's gonna work out better for you as a YouTuber and why you're changing your content. And you see it all the time with YouTubers, how they want to move on to other things, they want to progress, they want to build themselves as a creator. I don't see why not. I think anybody could do that. But you also have to understand that your audience is there for a reason. If you make a certain type of video, you have to entertain it until you can fully sustain off of making your new content. So he was still making videos, he was still doing launch videos. He did the Switchiversary, which I thought went pretty well. I helped him out a bunch with that. He was still streaming. He pretty much was doing the same thing until his 21st birthday in October. For whoever doesn't know, on his 21st birthday, he did a 24-hour stream. He drove up to Maine and stayed with someone out there, and he had a shot glass in front of him. When the clock struck midnight, when he officially turned 21, he went for the shot, moved it away, took a big hit out of a bong, and went on this half-hour tangent on why weed is so much better than alcohol, and trying to prove to people that this is a great thing. And if you smoke, cool, I don't care. You can smoke all you want. That's people's choice, great. He went out to Maine because smoking weed is legal out there. He wanted me to go with him out to Maine to do this, and I really didn't want any part of it. I don't want to be considered as that person to be out there doing these things as well. And look where it ended up. He went live, everyone was excited, everyone's pumped, and the minute he smoked, everyone was like, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And I told him not to do it. Other people told him not to do it. Other YouTubers told him not to do it, because that's gonna take an effect on his channel. People started making videos about CND, how could he do this, all this other stuff. Understand, he's an adult. He can do what he wants. If he wants to smoke weed, he can smoke weed. But now it's come to the point where I feel like he's evolved from that. I think he's moved on to other things. I've seen him move on to other things. At the state that he's in now, I don't think he's okay. I've tried to talk to him, Jordan's tried to talk to him, Jacob's tried to talk to him. We've all tried to talk to him, and he's not listening. I go to therapy. I told him to try to go to therapy if it's something that's bothering him internally. I've talked to people about it, what he's been doing, how he's been crashing and burning his channel. Because let's be real, you don't make content for 2 months as a YouTuber, how are you gonna get back into it? Your channel's gonna be completely different. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. And when you have a channel with over 300,000 subscribers and you just go away, your whole audience is gonna be like, where is everybody? I've been talking to a lot of people about it. I've talked to Jordan about it. I've talked to Jacob about it. And we've all kind of come to the conclusion that we don't know what to do. I recommended a therapist for him to go to in New York. He didn't want to go. And then out of nowhere, while Jacob was staying with him for a couple weeks, he just went and left to Virginia. Jacob found out the day he was leaving, and we didn't know why. So he's out in Virginia right now with his dad, and I'm not sure what he's doing. I saw him in LA at SoCal Retro Gaming Expo, and I asked him, what have you been doing? And he's just like, I don't know, just been sitting there. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to take that. He didn't do what he was supposed to do at this convention. Everyone saw it. Every YouTuber that was there, we all tried talking to him. They all tried to give him that heart-to-heart that a lot of people try to do. And I don't really think it did anything. He was the same way when I saw him there as to when I was leaving, drugged out of his mind and not himself. And to me, when I was with him, he just seemed scared, like legitimately scared internally. And he was not vocal, because when I was with him, I felt like he was nervous, but didn't know how to explain it. And that's not okay. And that also makes me think of, all right, what else are you doing? Because when you smoke weed, that's one thing, but if you're moving on to other things, it affects you differently. It fries your brain. So I don't know what that means. I didn't have enough time to talk to him. And also, I don't think I could talk to him while he's high to have a serious conversation. So we're here now. I'm telling you guys what's going on. I don't want this to turn into something where I don't know what to do. I don't think anybody can really do anything. This is more of a thing that he has to make that decision of if he wants to fix this or not. As for his channel, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I think he could totally jump back into it, but at the state he's in right now, doing this stuff doesn't make sense. And I think he needs to do him before he can move on to doing YouTube again. The minute he moves back on to doing YouTube, you're gonna see it's gonna be very different. I don't think he's gonna be doing Nintendo stuff anymore. I think he's gonna try to do weed stuff and all this other stuff. Apparently, he's talked to other YouTubers that were out there in Cali and was telling him how he wants to do this weed channel and all this other stuff, but he was high when he was talking about it, so like, how can you really see what he wants to do? So I don't know what's gonna happen. If you guys think, oh, you guys can help him, oh, there's a way to stop this, I don't think there is. At this point, we've tried talking to him, we've tried sending him places, and it doesn't look like us saying anything is helping. If Alex is watching this, I hope that you can see where I'm coming from. You're my friend, and I care about you, and I don't wanna see you crash and burn. Not with YouTube, but with yourself. The path that you're going on is not good for your health at this point. You have to take a step back and realize what you're doing, because if you don't, you're gonna get worse and worse, and it's not gonna end well for you. I could be wrong. This could work. You could get yourself checked out, you could do whatever you need to do and just be good and have this like revitalized thought of how you want to do your channel and do your life and everything. But from the way it's looking, I don't think so. You're not good, and you need to understand that. And I think people are too afraid to talk to you about it because they don't want to step on too many stones. And I didn't want to either, but from all the people talking to me about it and asking me about it and seeing where I am and why Alex isn't getting in touch with anybody, I don't really know what else to do, because I've tried this with you already. I think a clean example is when we were at the convention where you were supposed to do your panel and you didn't, and you scared the crap out of Brooke. You shouldn't have done that. At that point, you shouldn't have come out to the convention at all, because when you knew you had your panel, you denied you had your panel, and when you had your panel and didn't show up, Brooke came to me freaking out, thinking something was wrong. When I knew you were probably just sleeping, and you were. And when you scared the crap out of her, she told you you did, and you just apologized, but it didn't seem real to me. You have to grow up. I think that you became big at a young age, and that got to you, and the money got to you, and the accessibility got to you. But at this point, you have to grow up. You can't stay at your dad's anymore. You gotta come back to New York and figure out what you're gonna do. People are burning bridges around you, and it's not just for business, it's your friends. When your friends don't care about you, you're gonna notice it, and you're not gonna know what to do. It's gonna suck more when you're by yourself, hoping your friends come to you and they don't. I don't wanna make this video. Like I really don't. Like I don't, like I know that I'm going to, and I know that this is something that I've been wanting to talk about. And it's funny how I had this idea to do this today, and we talked about it and just said, screw it, let's just do it. Because I don't want this to be a, ooh, drama, ooh, because it's not what this is. Like I'm making this to let everybody know what's going on, but also kind of show that people care about him enough that they're concerned about his health. Maybe if it's in the public eye, it gives him more of an understanding that, hey dude, you're fucking up big time. Because forget about YouTube, this is affecting your life, and I'm seeing it. I don't know if you are, but I'm totally seeing it, and it's not just me, it's a bunch of people. I don't know what we could do as his friends. We've tried a lot, and I don't know what you guys could do as his fans. A lot of you have probably moved on. A lot of people are doing well for themselves, not revolving themselves around Alex. And that's just fact. I think Cindy said it the best. She was like, if you can't keep up with New York, then you shouldn't be here. And since you've moved here, been crashing and burning. I don't know what that means though. That could mean anything. That might not just be New York. That could just be the nerves of it. Because when your rent is super low and you move to a place where it's super high, that does a thing to you. Then you realize how much money you really have, and you realize what the state of your life is when you have bills. If you're a real CND fan, welcome him back with open arms. There's nothing wrong with that. I hope you do, because when he comes back, if he comes back, you guys will be there to greet him. For all the people who have moved on from CND, there's a lot of other content creators out there that make great content. Jordan's making dope stuff, Jacob's making cool stuff. And for all those who have moved on from CND, I can't really blame you because people already have. My name's E. Thank you for listening. Good luck, Alex.